evening, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I am Mariama Kushatalabi, a final year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
Some officials from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education visit Canadian University.
I'm really impressed. I was talking to my colleague and I said, wow, these people, this is great. Student hostels, fantastic. Classrooms, everything. I think really, if we are actually to consider the organization.
Residents in Sabi village commenced harvesting on 10 hectares of rice farm.
I'm a farmer at the Sibe community. I am happy that this project has brought about 10 hectares of swamp farm, but we have only engaged 4 hectares. I feel good for such initiative.
And teachers of the Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School in Mafunde highlight challenges faced by the school.
We get lots of constraints at school because if you look according to the people they are in the screen, even for guides, get decks.
We are faced with many constraints in our school. Most of our pupils do not even have proper sitting accommodation.
Now for the full news with Mariama Precious Alabi.
Some officials from the Ministry of Tertiary and Higher Education has paid a courtesy call on the administrative wing of the Canadian University of Modern Technology. The visit, according to the Director of the Tertiary Education, Emmanuel Momo, is to get a first-hand information as per the recommendations received from the Tertiary Education Commission for the Canadian College of Modern Technology to gain university status. Emmanuel B.S. Conte reports.
Several visits have been made by officials from the Tertiary Education Commission to the Canadian College of Modern Technology's campus, 1 Silicon Hill, Man 91. However, the latest visit by officials from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, according to the Ministry's Director of Tertiary Education, Emmanuel Momo, is to get a first-hand information as per the recommendations received by Tertiary Education Commission.
Most often when I'm going to the conferences, I just want to say that what's happening here? Because we've got here. But today I'm there, I'm really impressed. I was talking to my colleague and I said, wow, these people, this is great. Student hostels, fantastic. Classrooms, everything. I think really, if we are actually to consider the organization, first class.
Director of Technology and Innovation, Victor Sise, noted that he feels impressed with what he has seen, citing that they will advise the Minister of Technical and Higher Education based on their findings accordingly.
We will advise the Minister accordingly in our report. And like my colleague said, we need some few clarifications, some few questions for us to discuss. And they will be as transparent as possible. And this is for the betterment of higher education. And seeing what we've seen, I think I must acknowledge I've always seen this. This is very good. Very good to the extent that it is being run and managed local contact, I must say. That it is very encouraging. And even the location, because Western area, you will say that is where the affluent are. Then the choice of the location and what you've seen in the location, it's very magnanimous, I must say. Because if we are purely looking for profit, we will not pour in all of
them to build it.
But this is very encouraging. Even the power system tells us a lot of your ambition in the area of technology and moving forward, because that is the bedrock of development these days. Without power, you can't talk of technology. Yeah, without technology, you can't even talk of development. So for us, this what we've seen is very impressive. But we still need to do this and then do our recommendations, of which I believe the protocol will share up with them. So we will see that we are the messengers of the ministry. We'll do our job.
The Canadian College of Modern Technology was established by Sierra Leonean entrepreneur Muxin Cissé to help bridge the inequalities in Sierra Leone's educational system. Granting it a university status will be of essence to the country's educational system. For CUMT News, I am Emmanuel B. Esconte reporting.
Residents in Sabe Village, Yoni Chiefdom, Tonkolele District have commenced harvesting on a 10-hectare swamp farm. The farming exercise is supported by Mayo Forestry Company as part of the company's corporate social responsibility to the people. Our reporter Juliana Kaba witnessed the harvesting exercise and first in this report.
Those were some residents of Sebei village in the Yonibana Chiefdom Tonkolele district harvesting rice on a 10-hectare rice farm supported by Mayo Forestry Company in Mile 91 through its corporate social responsibility to its operational communities. But what does this mean for beneficiaries of this project?
I'm a farmer at the CB community. I am happy that this project has brought about 10 hectares of swamp farm, but we have only engaged 4 hectares. I feel good for such initiative, and I believe that the Mayo company is ready to help us.
I'm Mairo. Akolo. Because
My name is Pakamara. I am a farmer and I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to Mairo for fulfilling their corporate social responsibility by employing youth of this entire chiefdom.
I am the women's leader of the Sabe community. My company is helping us greatly in many ways, but we are requesting that they build schools for our children in the community to attend.
The social manager of the Mayo Forestry Company, Aruna Bangura, pointed out that the key aspect of the company's corporate social responsibility is food security support to communities in the company's operational areas, in line with the company's commitment to the 10 principles of responsible investment in agriculture.
Principle 1 talks about support to food security and nutrition, and that's what we've been doing over the years. Since 2018, we started with 30 hectares support to 3 communities. In 2019, we scaled it up to 70 hectares support to 7 communities. In 2020, we scaled it up to 10 hectares to 10 communities, and this year we repeated the same. So our agricultural support to communities, one of the projects that we do is rice farming support. Rice being a staple food to Sierra Leone, and being that we are importing a lot of rice, that is worrisome as a responsible agricultural company operating in Sierra Leone. So we picked up as a priority need, and it has come up in a lot of our engagement and with communities, and they've asked us to support rice farming. So what we do is we support the seed, we do fertilizer, and as well as land preparation, which means we're helping them with mechanized farming system. On top of that, we also provide extension service support.
The residents appreciated the gesture from Mayo Forestry Company, but however requested for pipe-borne water, community center among other facilities to be provided in their communities. For CUMT Television, I am Juliana E. Kaba, a second-year mass communication student of the Canadian University of Modern Technology, reporting.
Salyu Conte, teacher of Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School in Mafunde, has highlighted inadequate accommodation, learning materials, among other things, are some of the key challenges the school is faced with. He made the statements to our reporter, Barama Pashisalabi.
Access to good and quality education is the right of every pupil in Sierra Leone. But over the years, pupils in rural communities have been struggling to access such. Mafunde, a town in the Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkolele district, is one of those places that has been struggling to access good and quality education. Saliu Conte, a teacher of the Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School, said that they have written many projects to the government, but up till now, they have not been approved. He further appealed to the government to help them get access to good and quality education in their community.
We get a lot of constraints at our school because if you look according to the people in the street, even for guides, get desks.
We are faced with many constraints in our school. Most of our pupils do not even have proper sitting accommodations. We have written many projects to the government. They have not been approved yet. Even the school building is not good enough. We are just volunteering to support the efforts of our community leaders to help our children to get access to education, even if it is not up to standards. We ask that the government help us here. As you can see, most of us are not government paid.
We tell the government let them put more efforts to it. Because as they look the constraint rights and at the school a lot.
Usman Bangura, a pupil in the school, explains some of the challenges they face as pupils in the school.
We do not have enough benches, and also we do not have enough classrooms. As class 6 and class 2, we all sit outside together. I do not feel comfortable in class.
Aisatu Bangura explains how these challenges has been affecting their studies. She further called on the attention of concerned organizations and citizens to help them get access to good and quality education.
We do not have classrooms, benches and desks. We also do not have water facilities in our school. We find it so difficult, and writing on my legs makes my handwriting unpleasant.
For CUMT television, I am Arima Pashas Halabi, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian University of Modern Technology, reporting.
We'll be back after this break.
Becoming somebody isn't easy. If you want to become somebody, you're going to need to challenge yourself, to make new friends, to make a new home, to find new skills and knowledge.
To create a better path to a brighter future.
To overcome your challenges.
To grow with the world of ever-growing technology.
To create a change in society.
To make the world a better place.
Canadian College, we will help you to meet these challenges. This is the place where your career can be.
Canadian College of Modern Technology, the place where careers begin.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this news are here on CUMT Television Channel 44. Let's now have some stories from across the continent. 20 people were reported dead in Ikoyi anti-site in Lagos, Nigeria, where a residential building collapsed. Frustrated families and friends helping the rescue are expressing anger and frustration on officials who visit the site and have also disapproved the rescue crew's methods.
Hunger and frustration are replacing the hope of finding survivors at the site of a collapsed residential building in the wealthy neighborhood of Ikoyi in Nigeria's biggest city of Lagos, where at least 20 people died. Voices of frustrated families and friends who have gathered here occasionally fill the air as they shout at officials who visit the site and disapprove of the rescue crew's methods. A relative of one of the victims of the incident, Bakar Farati, says he has no faith in them and that it is a retrieval operation and not a rescue operation. He added that the team was not being careful to search for bodies, saying one of the bodies they pulled was dismembered by the evacuator. He continued by saying that the authorities stopped working for 7 hours the first day and that they don't have the urgency they should have in that type of situation. Other relatives of the missing shared their frustration. A man in his 30s who did not want to be named says his friend was also visiting the site. Officials haven't settled on the number of fatalities, but different versions just above 20 have been shared. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte.
The first pill designed to treat symptomatic COVID has been approved by the United Kingdom Medicines Regulator. Let's have the story.
The tablet, Molnupiravir, designed to treat COVID, has been approved for use in the United Kingdom by UK medicine regulator. The pills should be given twice a day to vulnerable patients recently diagnosed with the disease. In clinical trials, the pills originally developed to treat flu cut the risk of hospitalization or death by about half. Health Secretary Sajid Javid said the treatment was a game changer for the most fragile and immunosuppressed. In a statement, he said, "Today is a historic day for our country, as the UK is now the first country in the world to approve an antiviral that can be taken at home for COVID, first oral treatment. Molnupiravir, developed by the US drug companies Merck, Sharp and Dohme, MSD, and Rigid-Back Biotherapeutics, is the first oral antiviral medication for COVID, which can be taken as a pill rather than injected or given intravenously. The UK regulator, the MHRA, said the tablet has been authorized for use in the people who will have mild to moderate COVID and at least one risk factor for developing severe illness such as obesity, old age, diabetes, or heart disease. The organization's chief executive, June Rain, described the treatment as an order, the apparatus to add to our armory against COVID-19. It is the world's first approved antiviral for this disease that can be taken by mouth rather than administered intravenously, he said. The UK has initially ordered 480,000 courses of Molnupiravir to be delivered by the end of this year, along with 250,000 courses of a similar experimental drug currently being developed by the US drug company Pfizer. England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Professor Jonathan Van Tam, warned on Wednesday of some hard months to come in the pandemic. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte.
This is where we end News Hour here tonight on CUMT Television. I have been your presenter, Marima Pestalabi. Good night.